I just uploaded a fresh head. Yeah, we're going to talk about it in a few moments. Yeah, true story. Fresh heads for everyone. You guys want to use a head? I'm not talking about, well, listen, you can use my head. Yeah, we're going to talk about it coming up this morning. Good morning, B-Drive. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Lauren. Wow, everybody's good morning, Maddie. Matt, you want to use my head? I got a head for you, Matt. Matt, you can use my head too. My head is available for all to use, man. The world of personal branding is going through a massive shift. People just aren't really aware yet. But anyways, listen, we're going to talk about it. Good morning, nation. Welcome back to Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show, your daily accountability partner, and the one place where men, yes, men, you, men, me, you, men, lock in together for real talk and entertaining conversations that help you start the day right. Quick reminder, guys, before we dive in, if you haven't already, I invite you to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Hey, everybody on the channel right now tuning in, please hit like. Once you do that, you're telling YouTube you like what's going on right now. So let's see your thumbs. Thumbs up, like, please. And don't forget, this is an R-rated experience. Listen, I can tell if you're listening, because if I don't see the likes, that means you're like, I'm just going to ignore the guy. Come on. This is an R-rated experience, X-rated experience. Sometimes this is the warning to throw the headphones on the children or get the kids out of the room. And hey, gentlemen, don't even think about the snooze. Big show here today coming up. We got a bunch of things we're going to get after today. Yeah. Coming up, today's conversation, science just did something crazy, actually. Science just grew human embryos from skin cells. Yeah. Hey, Brandon Jensen. Good morning, brother. Good morning out there from Western North America. I think it's where you are, Brendan. Thanks for joining us here this morning. The morning ninja, Brandon Jensen, here in the house. At the same time, we have a lawmaker. I'm just going to say a lawmaker down in the United States of the world, trying to ban people from marrying AI. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Clody? I see you there in the comments. Hey, Marty, you want to marry an AI? Well, there's some dude there in the States that says you can't. Nope, nobody's marrying AI. And Netflix is doing some crazy stuff. We're going to talk about it here this morning. In Wisconsin, a man thought it would be a good idea to spike his coworker's drink with Gorilla Glue. Yeah, Gorilla Glue, coworker's drink, morning news on Mornings in the Lab. And hey, just because we like to offer you crazy shit. Yeah, the big country just down there below me, ordering a bunch of big missiles. So listen, if you're ordering missiles, do you plan on hey, Clody, if you're ordering something, I'm thinking you're planning on using it. Anyways, massive missile production happening in the United States of the world so that they can use them for whatever. I don't know, Brandon Jensen. I'm not sure what could go wrong. Let's just, hey, hello? Oh, yes. Can I order 1,000 more missiles, please? Sure. Yeah, what are you going to use them for? We're going to put them in the stockpile. Yeah. The world is a wild, unpredictable, and sometimes just insane place. Oh, yes, it is. But here in the lab, we use mornings to ground ourselves with mindset, accountability, and some damn good, fun conversation. First up, the morning loop is getting there. Center stage, we're going to get to transformations that stick. Deep dive, we're going to get through breaking through a plateau. Morning loop reloaded. We're going to get away how to sound less passive-aggressive. And hey, to heck with everything else. Jimmy, I see Marty impatiently waiting. I think it's time. Sterling and Preston, Jimmy, the morning loop. It starts right now.
Good morning, nation.
Keith, John, Marty, welcome back.
Keith, we have been thinking we want a dog here at MCN.
If the community votes yes, we are getting a puppy, man.
Big show today, everyone. Yeah.
We are grateful to have all of you here. Let's get this show going.
Puppy, Marty. We're getting a puppy. Apparently, Sterling and Preston says we're getting a puppy.
An AI puppy?
Apparently, Sterling and Preston are voting for a puppy. So we're getting a puppy. Yep. It looks like Maddie says a puppy. Brandon says a puppy.
Is he a Frenchie?
Hey, you guys can join. Just a quick reminder, guys. Like it, subscribe it, drop a comment. Don't forget this is an R-rated
Nobody
experience.
says subscribe it.
Subscribe it. And hey, you guys can join the live conversation, except for Lady Drew. Where's Lady Drew this morning? Lady Drew, where are you? I was teasing with you yesterday. I told her yesterday on the show, Marty, that she couldn't call in. And then I got a text yesterday saying, did you ban me? I'm like, no, I was having some fun with you. Come on, man. Nobody's banning. You're not Good Time, who we banned on day one, but Good Time's obviously back. But no. Lady Drew, we love you here in the lab. Come on, hang out with us. Hey, Marty, I want to get to it, man. I got to tell you something funny. So I was chatting with you and Andersen offline about Sora, right, yesterday? Mm-hmm. I get a text from Andersen as I go to bed last night. He's not here yet, so I'll tell you quickly. It says, what is this again? I'm like, it's that Sora 2 app, John. And then his response, fuck. Fuck
That's
this
it?
shit. No. Fuck this shit is becoming overwhelming for me. Thank God I have people to help me with it. LOL. John Andersen.
Yeah, John has a pretty good team, man. He's doing a good job keeping up as best as he can.
You know, I got to tell you, man. Good morning, Good Time. I see you out there. Hey, guys, just a quick little heads up. If you guys want some invites to Sora, I have them. Most importantly, if you want to use my head, you can. So I invite you to use my head in any cameo you like. Marty, I'm going to tell you right now, man, the world in the next number of months is going to go through a rapid change, and those that lean into it are going to win. And here's what I'm talking about. Live conversation in the last 24 hours has never been more important. Same with your personal likeness. Because yesterday it dawned on me that I could give my head to the world and my personal brand can grow just through my head. If you look at Sora, it's about likeness. And you can use my head in any video you want. So you, Tom Ritchie, Rick Clody, Matt Roof, Bernard, Petrocelli, everybody use Keith's head. Because if you're using my head, you're promoting the show inadvertently. Make fun content. And I got to tell you, man, the app is pretty fucking fun. I hate to say it, but it's actually pretty fun. Have you used it yet?
Nah, I'm going to use it this weekend probably.
Dude, and it's funny because OpenAI is being chastised for because they're out to solve the world's biggest problems, like solving cancer, yet they're launching this ridiculous app that is AI slop. But it's fucking funny. It's fun. And what's fun about it is that you have a ridiculous idea in your head, just through the power of words and your likeness or my likeness, you can bring crazy shit to life. Right? Like I was handing out dumb shit awards. You know how people do dumb shit in the world? Well, I created some dumb shit awards last night with old Uncle Keith. So, and Petrocelli's out there. All right, time to dance like a puppet. Strings up, wobble, wobble. Ha! Left foot, right foot. Watch the wrists. Yeah, that's the move. Done. Yesterday, that was just me and Sora doing my. Yes, I know, Marty. White boy dancing. You don't got to say it. I'll say it. What's up, Andersen?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I was quoting you this morning as the last note I got from you when I went to bed when I woke up this morning. You were texting me as I was literally crawling into bed, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna respond." I got up this morning and I saw your note, and I had a laugh with Marty. And the note,
I'm on that level. I was like, I can't leave him fucking unread all goddamn day. What you said, I was like, that's just not. We're too close to let that happen. So I got to say something.
I appreciate you, brother. Bernard leaning in. AI Keith seems taller. Bernard, fuck off. Yes, AI Keith is a little bit taller. Johnny, I've been having some ridiculous fun with this Sora thing yesterday. We were talking about here on the show this morning. So,
what were you quoting?
Oh, I quoted your response to me when I woke up this morning. It's funny because I woke up for a piss just before I got up, and I saw your note, and I laughed. I giggled. Fuck this shit is becoming overwhelming for me. Thank God I have people to help me with it. LOL. Period. Quote, God, John Andersen.
I swear to God, dude. It was like, fuck, which he sends me that, Marty, because he sends me another text with another link. Fuck, which one is this? And it's like, even when I open this thing, I'm going to be looking at directions in fucking Chinese, even though it's English. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Mike Sullivan, you're right. Yes, I did put down. No, I put down dance like a little puppet. Actually, we got to call it Mike Sullivan. Mike Sullivan, who's here every single day, has been hanging out with us for a long time. I appreciate you, Sully. Johnny Sully corrected us yesterday, man. And I know like you, and I know like Marty, we have no problem being corrected. I have no desire to be right. I just have the desire to give the right results. So, Johnny, Sully corrected us yesterday because you and I were talking about the amygdala, and we were talking about stimulating the brain, running towards fear and all that kind of stuff, and we used the wrong term.
What was it?
Yeah, we used. Hey, Keith, thought it best to inform you. It's actually the AMCC that gets stronger doing discipline stuff. He was quoting the anterior mid cingulate cortex, which acts like a mental gym for building willpower. Dr. Huberman talks about this too, right? So we had a little bit twisted up. So Sully, thanks for correcting us, brother. Thanks for listening.
I think when we were talking,
community, man.
I think what we even said was, I think this is correct. I think we were like not really putting our stamp on it. I know, fuck yesterday, man. It's crazy. I realized that the last couple of days I've been a little foggy. It's because of some of my fucking sleep regime. Holy shit.
Dude. Yesterday the show ended. I do my post-production meeting with Jimmy. And I said, Jimmy, you know when Andersen's feeling a little bit slow, because you can tell, and the show has a little different tone when Andersen's bringing a little bit of a different vibe. So I'm like, all right, that's how my teammate's going to be today. That's fine, because I noticed you were a little bit foggy, maybe just a little bit foggy.
Yeah, well, I was having a hard time figuring out what it was, and you're trying to. It was basically it was part of my sleep regimen. It was actually a cannabis thing.
Oh, what, a cannabis thing?
Yeah, because I don't, keep in mind that everybody's different, so I'm not demonizing.
Yeah,
I think it's fun, but when I use it, like if sometimes I'll switch up what I use to go to sleep.
Okay,
for the most part, I just use melatonin, zinc, and magnesium.
Yes.
But every once in a while, I'll switch it up. I'll pull some of that out, and I'll put in like I don't know what it's some fucking variation of cannabis for sleep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And I wake up. I know I feel like I sleep harder, but I think it's not that I sleep harder. I just wake up harder.
Oh yeah. Yes. So
I never really, and it's like, fuck it takes like 2 fucking hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm back. Why the fuck is it taking me 2 hours to get it in gear?
I can relate to that. Obviously I'm a consistent consumer of cannabis. I would say to that, there are days that if I've noticed I've had a little bit too much or have consumed it differently, I can say that I would have, maybe it takes me a little longer to get the engine warmed up. It's like warming the engine up. It's exactly the analogy I use. Warming the engine up. That's all it is.
I just find myself, it is, and it really frustrates me personally, because I find myself like in my morning, I'm normally just kind of just doing my thing. Boom, boom, boom. I find myself fucking wandering.
Oh, yeah. I get you. Just a guest. I'm with you. Just a weed. Smoke weed every day. So, boys, CBD is great for sleeping, but if you take too much, you wake up groggy or foggy. Yeah, true story. So, guys, before we get into the big news topics of the day, I want to lean back into Sora, too, because I really want to implore my 2 co-hosts. I'm just telling them right now about the opportunity. Johnny, your face, and Marty, your face are your brand, your personal brand. And right now, because it's so early on that platform, get your face out there and give humans the ability to use your face. So, John, how Sora works is you create a picture of yourself, and then I can make videos in your head, and they call it a cameo.
Dude,
the point is the more that your head is out there, and the more people are using your head, because a lot of people don't want to use their own head. So you're like, hey, use mine. So I started making videos yesterday saying, hey, use my head, and letting my head be used, because my head is our show, right? My head is our personal brand. So I'm like, fuck, use my head. Just use my head as much as you want to use my head.
Dude, my fucking head gets used all the time on Facebook and fucking and Instagram. Literally, we just had to, just recently, we had to do a bunch of reporting because some fucking guy took one of my peptide videos.
Oh, no.
He ripped it down. And then he was running a fucking advertisement with a little thing at the bottom saying, WhatsApp to order.
Shut up with your head.
Well, it's my whole fucking body, my video. They don't give a shit about my head. They care about the way I look,
Anybody listening to this, we're talking about head. No, we're talking about using the head, not giving, using, Marty.
Well, check this out, dude. On this level, remember I told you we talked about some of the stuff I'm doing with, kind of stepping left of social media, right?
Yes.
So I was talking.
Good choice of words, Andersen. You're dancing left of social.
Yeah. So I'm talking to the guy who's in charge of that, and he basically starts telling me all this stuff. And I think he's doing what you're talking about.
Yes.
He's like, all we need to do is get you to do. He's talking about it. Kind of what he was describing as what you had me take all those fucking pictures. He goes, I'm going to send you this thing. You're going to do this and
exactly.
And then we're going to be able to basically create all sorts of stuff. So you're not gonna have to film 100 hours of video.
Bingo. Well, John, all of our thumbnails now, ever since you took those pictures from me, and I'm oh, by the way, right, I was waiting for Johnny. Oh, Marty. Yeah, I was waiting for those pictures of Marty. That's right. Yes, that's what I was waiting for. But ever since I got those images of Johnny, all of our thumbs, I make them with Higgsfield. I put and Gemini. I haven't had a picture taken of me in months or of you. I just reuse those same ones over and over and over. But the power of that, and Marty, man, I'm telling you, man, get people to use your head. John Petrocelli. Yes, I can't say this show isn't about honesty. No, this show is about very much honesty. Yes, except for Marty sometimes. Marty likes to hold it in for that because he's a youngster protecting himself.
Not that this is going to make much of a difference in this whole thing with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, there are so many people on social media
who
stay in shape only because they have to fucking put themselves out of there.
Yes.
You know how many fucking people are going to get fat and out of shape because they just need to get in shape once?
Well, hey, don't tell anybody my secret, Johnny. I've aged since I've taken my pictures, but my pictures haven't aged.
Well, I'm going to say you did look a little husky in that dancing video.
Wait a minute.
He did look a little husky. He needs some peptides.
Yeah, I need some peptides. Hey, Sterling and Preston, I know there's some crazy shit on the table for us to talk about today. I think we should head into the Molten's conversation desk and see what Sterling and Preston have cooking for us. Guys, there's one thing I know we got. Scientists, John, we talk cells and embryos and crazy shit on this show. Well, scientists create human embryos from skin cells. Sterling and Preston, what are we talking about today, boys?
1% of men never have sex. We'll dig into that this morning.
Oh, I feel genuinely sorry for them.
Big transformations do not mean much if they do not last.
Like not having sex. We'll talk systems that make change stick for good.
Hitting a plateau is not failure, it is feedback.
We're going to show you how to turn that stall into a real breakthrough.
There is nothing more passive-aggressive than starting your email with, "per my last email."
True that, Preston, but there is a way to send smarter emails.
Sometimes one decision changes the whole trajectory of your growth.
We will share the single best purchase that delivered real impact.
We have powerful topics lined up for this morning. Yeah. Keith, back to you guys in the studio.
Boys, I'm loving the work you guys are doing all the time. Johnny?
Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
I just want to give you some fucking props. I don't know if you did this. I don't know who I need to give the props to because there's so much AI shit going on here. But the little music, the segue,
Yeah.
the little dun dun dun. I dig that. That's good because when it's really fucking important when people hear something they like, they're drawn to that.
You're bang on, brother. Yeah, and it's repetitive. I'll tell you something else.
As soon as that thing hit the first time, I was like, whoa, he's got some new shit on here.
Yeah.
Now I know it's coming. I'm fucking ready.
Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, me too, actually. I know I'm loving it too. Well, props to Melissa. I'll share a little bit of Keith Bilous' leadership right now. When we launched Sterling and Preston and we hired them and invited them to the lab, I essentially said, hey, Melissa, take these boys on and lead them and bring them, and help them become a massive part of our show. And then I stepped away, Johnny. So everything you're seeing right now with Sterling and Preston and the music, that's all Jimmy and Melissa bringing all that to life. And I think they're doing a fantastic job, actually, doing a really good job. And actually, you might have heard in the opener, but they've requested a puppy, John. Sterling and Preston want a puppy. So I think the show is getting a puppy.
Hold on. And I have no issues when I say this word.
Yes.
But are they gay? Because it sounds like they might be gay.
No, they're not gay. No, they're not gay. No.
Well, you don't hear of two males wanting a puppy together very often. Hey, Mark, back me up here, babe.
This is true, actually.
Mark, come on, babe. Get on the horse.
You got a great point, man.
This is a little fucking odd, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
I mean, it's what they say. Preston wants a puppy. No,
actually, it's
when
actually
the both of them want a fucking puppy. Okay, who's the fucking pitcher? Who's the catcher? Be honest.
You raise a valid point. So everything I just said about Melissa, John, just throw it under the fucking bus. Like, Melissa, what
Jesus
the hell,
Christ.
man? It's more like
Yeah.
no, it's more like Sterling wants a fucking dog. I want a dog.
Thank you. Well, and the thing about it, the reason this is what tipped their fucking hat, because normally you can see the pitcher and the catcher in the relationship. These motherfuckers, they look straight as an arrow till they ask for a fucking puppy to own together.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I'll tell you what.
Is the puppy delivering news too?
Well, maybe the puppy's delivering news too. Too funny. I'll tell you what's not funny. Pretty big news, John. You spent a lot of time studying the human body. You talk about cells often on the show. You spend a lot of time. You're our human experiment here on the show. Well, I found some breaking news yesterday, which I thought was actually pretty interesting. Hey, Sterling Preston, talk to us a little bit about what the scientists are creating.
Scientists at Oregon Health and Science University have reached a breakthrough in reproductive medicine.
For the first time, they created human embryos from ordinary skin cells. The process is called mitomeiosis. It transforms the nucleus of a skin cell into a functional egg. Those eggs were fertilized with sperm, producing early-stage embryo.
The lead researcher said, "We accomplished something that was thought to be impossible."
He called it a third path of cell division that nature never gave us.
A breakthrough like this raises as many questions as it answers.
Yeah. Keith, John, Marty, thoughts?
His initial thoughts: skin cells creating humans. Like, it's one thing to talk stem cells, boys, but now skin cells. That's just out of this world kind of crazy shit, John Andersen.
Say that one more time.
So obviously we know stem cells, have been used for these types of things in the past, but to use skin cells, right, to create a human embryo is significant for humanity, frankly.
Well, it's crazy about our skin is the cells. The shit regenerates. It's like it's almost like we're a snake every 7 years.
Yes. So I thought
think about that. We're walking around and this fucking shit's just falling off us. Like
just falling off, eh? Just falling off. Speaking of what's falling off, there's a lawmaker just down, lives next to Marty. Lives in Ohio. He'd like to ban marrying AI. Like
do what?
He wants to put a law in place so that nobody can marry an AI. Marry, as in marry like an AI personhood, like an eventual machine type AI. There's a lawmaker. I'm gonna leave the party aside, who's put a bill on the table, which is saying that we need to put laws in place because this tech is moving so fast, John Andersen, that when your daughter comes home and says, I've met this fellow, he's artificial, I'd like to marry him, there's going to be laws against it. Dumb shit of word.
When it used to be, when a woman said, I met this fellow that was artificial, she was just talking about a fucking dildo, for Christ's sake. Now we got the whole package.
The whole package, yes. Marty, you're going to go find yourself an AI female to marry?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in Canada, but it's getting ridiculous in America, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think they do need to put a stop to some of this stuff.
Yeah.
A kid, and not being funny, recently a kid, unalived himself because he had relationship issues with the AI.
You know what?
Hold on. What happened, Marty?
Unalived. Good choice of words, actually, Marty. Yeah.
Yeah, the kid he unalived himself. He had relationship issues with his AI girlfriend, the chatbot.
Yep.
But what did he do? I missed it. He did what? I know he had a relationship, but what he did what to himself?
He took his life.
Oh, fuck. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Marty's absolutely right. It's funny, Marty, because I had the news story on the table here.
Real quick, let's hold on that 1 second. Here's the question, though. It's terrible that happened, but as an individual like this, he's going to off himself on something. You know what I mean? It's that level of a character. If he's getting hooked up on if this didn't happen, what was going to get him?
Well,
just a question. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe if he was, having a relationship with issues with an actual person, maybe he would have talked to someone. Maybe he's more likely to talk to someone. He's probably not going to go up to someone like, "Yeah, I'm having trouble with my AI robot girlfriend," So
but you 100%. But let's even think outside of relationships. Someone's that out of touch, they fucking off themselves because they get in a fucking fight with the fucking AI robot. what other fucking warped perspectives does he have that's going to make him off himself from something else? Just a question. I'm not saying I'm right. Just posing a question. It's like, we got to start to look at the character of people that are doing this shit. Like,
well, I think what you're talking about, Andersen. So I'm with Marty, and I have nothing but empathy for the situation. I
totally agree. I'm not trying to take anything away.
I know, but I know you do, John, and I want to back you up with what I'm going to say next. What you're referring to, Andersen, is very similar to what many of us on this show grew up with, which was the world, John. Oh, somebody's blaming Ozzy now because some kid killed himself. Oh, some people's blaming Judas Priest.
Yes. At what point do we start taking accountability for ourselves?
Yeah, and I don't want to diminish. I please, and I know everybody listening right now knows where I'm coming from. This is not diminishing the harm. What is sad though is that society always looks to blame, and then there's the target, there's the blame. Now we're going to blame, right? So because ChatGPT and OpenAI seems to be an easy target, But John, I think John is correct that human probably had some challenges, and all that this did was exacerbate those challenges, and then the light gets shined, and then tragedy happens, and then we as humans, we know, Marty, we talk about labels. We want to label and we want to blame so that we can close the book. It's like, we have blame, okay, we can close the book now, John.
And where the fuck are this kid's parents?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, for me as a parent, if my kid or any of my kids had some sort of a perspective, a movement, an action like this, I'm looking fucking straight at myself. What the
100%.
fuck did I do wrong? What I'm missing the fucking boat here. Jesus Christ, do your job, motherfucker.
Marty, it was not, sorry, Marty, cut you off. It was not uncommon when John and I grew up, when you turn the news on, Marty, and there'd be weekly somebody in government, whether my country or your country, would be bitching about some artist releasing music that was going to poison some kid's brain. It was incredible, Marty, for the longest time. And Brandon, I see your comments there. You guys know Brandon, B-Drive, Claude. You guys all know what I'm talking about. It was nonstop for the longest time.
And all it did was sell more records and make the problem worse.
Yeah. I will. Let me spin this to something positive. Marty, you may not be aware of this. Maybe you are. So ChatGPT, OpenAI has been talking about, because of what you put on the table, Marty, and there's been a few instances, they're actually talking about creating a network of humans, true story, where if you're having a conversation with GPT, which is leading you down a path of needing some mental support, they're actually going to connect you with a human. They're talking about that, which is, so Marty's talking. The GPT is like, I'm getting a sense that this young man is troubled. And then what they're going to do is actually connect you to a real life human to help you maybe move you through your journey. So that opens up a whole other set of creepiness, actually, because now that I'm thinking that I'm talking to some GPT, some software that now it's going to send me to a human, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought it was so. But you know, I'm getting at. Too. It is, isn't it, Marty? Because it's like, wait a minute, you're paying attention to what I'm saying. Now you're going to put me over to a human. So it's the new world we're living in, right?
Well, there's got to be some
crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be some type of regulation, because I know people go in there and they'll list the 5 guys they're talking to or the 5 girls they're talking to and say, yeah, which one should I cut off, or how should I handle this?
Yes.
And I don't even think it needs to get to a human point. It could just be like, hey, I'm not answering that, or I can't help you with that.
Yes. Yeah. B-Drive. So AI doesn't have senses, though, does it? Don't disregard what is coming. There's, put it this way, everything can be digitized. I know it's hard for us to wrap our heads around that. Smell can be digitized. Sound can be digitized. Everything we live in, as John and I talk about, is a simulation, right? Oh, is he saying simulation? Yeah, we're all living in zeros and ones. Speaking of simulation, there's nobody simulating what happened in Wisconsin when a man spiked a coworker's drink with Gorilla Glue in a bizarre workplace attack.
You said Gorilla Glue.
Yes, not just.
How the fuck did he not taste that?
Not just regular like white glue. I told the story on the show a couple weeks ago, John, Marty. I went to school with a guy named Jody. I love Jody. Jody was shaking, brother. And he would drink glue in class, the white LePage's glue. He just suck it all down. I'm like, what are you doing, man? He's like, I like the glue. Anyways, yes, I know, Andersen.
He rank, dude.
Yeah. But this guy here in Wisconsin, yes, I know, Brandon. What the fuck? Security footage reportedly shows an employee spiking a coworker's drink with industrial adhesive. And then he was arrested felony charges. The victim did not ingest the drink.
How could he?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's like putting gasoline in a drink. How you would smell that shit walking up to it.
You got a problem in your culture. If there's somebody walking in the back putting fucking Gorilla Glue in somebody's... Marty, could you imagine being at your gym and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, man, putting Gorilla Glue in some guy's drink?
Yeah,
dude, remember that fucking 60-minute show where they had like hidden cameras in the Taco Bell?
Yes.
And people are fucking jerking off and taking dumps in the bean burritos? Dude.
I do remember that.
Dude, I've
never heard of this.
Dude, but I was in a phase of doing dumb shit. Fucking, 4 o'clock in the morning, me and some fucking drunk buddies are driving through a fucking drive-through, and the guy once he hands you the fucking bag, you don't say it ahead of time. You say, hey, you weren't fucking pumping and sweating on my food, were you?
Marty.
Nasty.
Marty.
What year was this, John? what year were you doing dumb shit, John?
What year?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's a good question. It was, it would have been kind of the mid 90s. There was just about a little less than a 2-year period. Thank God.
Brandon Jensen, reason 677 why I don't eat fast food. Yeah, Marty, that's the real reason John Andersen doesn't eat all the processed shit, because he knows what happens.
I think that's going to be in the fucking top 5 reasons for me.
Yo, I just trained my 12-year-old, and she basically told me that a lot of her peers, the parents just get the kids McDonald's for breakfast and dinner, and they eat school.
Unbelievable, dude. Isn't it crazy?
Fucking crazy.
Oh my God. You know what's crazy? And I teased this at the beginning here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but just because I'm a boy, I'm a man, and this stuff fascinates me. So your country has decided to order a massive increase of missile production, John Andersen. Because they just figured we just need a more stockpile. And I joke about this because...
That's fucking perfect, because every one of those missiles takes a massive amount of silver. Yes. And I got a bunch of that.
Well, you know what I was thinking yesterday, boys? I got a philosophy with everybody here. I think the last few meetings that were had between the world leaders was all about collusion. It was all about, hey, let's pretend we're going to go to war so that we can all make military equipment so we can boost all of everybody's economies. So I'm going to threaten you. You're going to threaten me. I'll go make a bunch of missiles. I'll go make a bunch of drones. We'll get the fucking machine going and we'll boost the economies everywhere. There you go, John Andersen. There's my...
politics is remember Jesse Ventura?
Yeah. Do I ever remember
Jesse? He was a fucking wrestler. Then he went into politics. And
Jesse the Body Ventura, Marty.
Yeah. When he retired from fucking politics, he came very, very open and said, look,
yes,
what the general public doesn't understand, politics is just like fucking wrestling. When the lights are on and the cameras, that little red light's fucking blinking, we're fighting, we're making a show. When the fucking behind the curtain, we're fucking having dinner at the same fucking fancy restaurants.
You know what? If you go to some bars in DC, like around the Capitol and the White House, you'll see some Republican and Democrat reps taking shots together.
Still hanging out.
They're not supposed to be friends.
It's theater, man. It's
but hold on, but why are they not supposed to be friends?
Well, that's
well to the public, alleged,
It's all kayfabe. It's all kayfabe, Marty. It's all kayfabe. I'll tell you what's not kayfabe, boys. Men, ears up. There's about 1% of adults / men never have sex.
Kayfabe. No, I'm playing.
No, that's not kayfabe, actually. No, it's not actually kayfabe. There's up to 17% of men, Johnny. 17%. Genetics explain that there's about 70% of men that don't really have sex and they're not interested in it.
Well, if you can't get it up, why would you be interested?
Well, perhaps there's something to say.
What if the most important battles are the ones fought in silence? The ones no one else can see? It's the quiet loneliness in a crowded room. The feeling of being disconnected even when you're surrounded by people. It's a convergence of subtle genetic predispositions and powerful environmental pressures. And that same science offers a way out. Not through grand gestures, but through the steady rhythm of routine, the clarity of purpose, and the power of physical and mental resilience. Your breakthrough is waiting. It's time to start the work.
Andersen, you're right. Much of it has to do with lifestyle and how they feel and their abilities to not actually have sex. So it's like,
I mean, if you can't fucking if you don't have a piece of wood, what are you going to do?
That's it. That's exactly it. So, it's encouraging men to lean into the things we know about, right? Strength, sleep support, get that testosterone rolling, get your cardio going, go for a walk, get the resistance training, which might help you move to the 99% of us that do like to have sex. But I thought this was quite fascinating. The fact that there's still men that never have no interest in, or just can't even get there. So, hey, Brandon, you got some questions? Yeah, throw them on the table, brother.
And it's getting worse, dude. That percentage is growing.
Yes. Well, it's not getting any easier. McDonald's announced yesterday, so their sales have been down. So you know what they're doing instead? Opening up 50,000 new McDonald's restaurants in North America in the next 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Marty, you got 3 more years of great content to bitch about all the people that are going through the making the drive-through jokes you can. But 50,000 more they're opening up because it was as simple as, so like, if people aren't coming to our restaurants, we're going to make more of them so we can be on more corners. And actually, true story, one guy, and actually, John, I talked about him here, Carter's girlfriend's dad has been approved to get one. So on a business side, pretty awesome, man. So it doesn't meet my values, I know, but I'm pretty awesome for the guy who's going to get a chance to be a part of that. But yeah, 50,
it makes fucking sense, dude. If you need more business, it's like a gas station. Fucking put them on more corners.
That's
make it more visible.
That's exactly it. All right, Jimmy, let's do this. Let's do a reset here. Johnny, want to take a quick little break here? Let's do a reset here.
Yes.
On Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to do a reset. We're going to do it, and we're going to come back and get into our center stage transformations that stick. The systems behind big, before, after wins. We're going to get after that when we come back from this quick little break here on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy. No, hold on a second here. Yeah, Jimmy, let's just transition to center stage here, and let's move on to the next segment here, Jim.
What if the most important battles are the ones fought in silence? The ones no one else can see? It's the quiet loneliness in a crowded room. The feeling of being disconnected even when you're surrounded by people. It's a silent struggle that millions face. Science is finally shedding light on this shadow world, revealing that it's not a personal failure, but through the steady rhythm of routine, the clarity of purpose, and the power of physical and mental resilience. Your breakthrough is waiting. It's time to start the work.
Hey, Marty. I got kind of a fun conversation I want to throw on the table with you guys here. Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy, that was my fault, man. I was off there on I was a little bit discombobulated with my notes. Guys, listen. You guys can join the show with us right now. And Lady Drew, I see you out there. Drew, come on. You know I'm loving you. I saw your notes yesterday. I was having some fun with you. No, Drew, I did not ban you. I only banned you for 30 seconds yesterday when I was having some fun with you on yesterday's show. So Lady Drew was thinking that I banned her from yesterday's show. But of course, we're not banning the Drew. Oh, Drew is here with us every single day. But guys, listen, you guys can join us in the comments. The vertical feed is active. The horizontal feed is active. I see I got Good Time over there. We got B-Drive. We got Brandon. And Brandon, yes, Johnny will take questions. I can connect you with Johnny off show, or you can throw comments here and we can do our best to answer your questions as well there, Brandon. So please throw them out there and we will get after them for you. B-Drive, it's because it has a $1 menu. We're talking McDonald's. Yes, I know. It's there's more than going to be out there. And then we got Good Time. I hear they're making it more additive food because of Ozempic. Yeah, I think they're going to be changing their menu sizes because of all that. Hey, Marty, let's talk about systems. And I got a question for you when it comes to your clients. So I'm going to think that, or I'm going to suspect, you have clients that will come to you and they'll say, I want to get ready for an event, whether it's a wedding, a vacation, or something. But then something happens after that event. Have you ever had the privilege or the opportunity to work with somebody to put a system in place after the event? Or has it been largely Marty, thanks for getting me ready. I've achieved my goal. Now I'm going back to being fat again.
I've probably experienced both equally.
And I ask,
so honest.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because I ask because I want to lean into a conversation for a few minutes with you guys around the systems that happen before, but most importantly, after a win. Right? John talks about life transformations, and so do you. But I have to suspect one of the gaps we have as humans is that when we achieve a goal, that's the problem, is that we think of a goal as an endpoint, and then we struggle. So if that goal is on a Sunday, Marty, we struggle with what happens on a Monday. How do you communicate with your clients around this idea of the goal is just a milestone, that the transformation hasn't ended, you've just started the journey. So now we got to worry about continuing after you've achieved your win. So yeah, I got you ready for your wedding, Keith, but dude, we need to put a system in place so you can maintain what got you here. You follow me?
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever the issue is, how long did it take you to become pre-diabetic? How long did it take you to gain 40, 50 pounds?
Yeah.
Why do you think that's going to go away in 3 months or however long it is before your vacation or wedding or whatever?
Do you find folks often push back to you? Like, I'll just figure it out.
They'll push back like that, or they'll just say, this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You can love me how I am. I still get guys, I still get girls, whatever the issue is. They get all types of excuses.
Yes.
And, well, everybody's not trying to be a bodybuilder, even though I'm not a bodybuilder coach.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get all types of stuff.
Yeah. I was looking at these notes for today's conversation, and what became clear to me is that we spend so much time as humans, and I'm guilty of it as much as anybody, is that we chase like a point in time, and it takes us effort, and it takes, I think, a reprogramming of the brain to learn that the point in time continues. That the one and done, there's no such thing as a one and done. Johnny, I know you've been listening to the conversation, and I've been leaning into this idea that we're so programmed to want a book finishes, a show finishes, a wrestling match finishes, something finishes.
It shows the lack of evolution of the creature. Yeah.
So I want to talk about this, John, that, we're how do we get folks thinking that transformations don't have an end date, that's just a constant evolution? Andersen.
Well, just to defend Marty first off, he's in that, he's in the gym is his setting.
Yes.
And so people in the gym, they still are looking at this very short picture, right?
Yes.
People that tend to go into like a coach where there's more mentorship, they're seeing that, okay, I need to change my life. As to where Mart's dealing with these people, they're like, fuck, I got a vacation. I better go to the gym and hire a trainer.
Yeah, I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
He's up against a much different type of deal, and when I owned a gym, we dealt with a lot of that too. It's just the nature of the people go to the gym, and that's where their mind is.
Now that you say it, you're right. It's like,
good point.
It is, because I think to myself, okay, I'm getting ready for whatever, a vacation or a wedding or something. Okay, I got to go to the gym. I got to hire a coach. I got 90 days. It's like we've been taught to do that, haven't we? It's like, okay, boom, 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 boom.
Well, and it's also, it's in your messaging.
Yeah.
Because, if you're constantly talking about fucking getting in shape in 90 days, you're going to attract the people that want that short-term fix.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're talking about sustainability and doing things for the big picture, then you're going to attract a different type of character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
So, like I often talk about, look, you don't have to be hungry for the rest of your life. Right. Mm-hmm. And people that just want to fucking starve themselves, they realize, well, I have to starve myself to fucking lose weight. Okay, well, go ahead. Go on now. Just the people that I'm looking for, they're looking for a better way.
Yes. So, but I guess, John, the question I really want to lean into is how do you convince somebody? Or maybe it's not convincing. Maybe somebody has to convince themselves.
If somebody doesn't want to be helped, they're not going to be helped. And
wrong choice of words. It's not convince. What has happened to somebody to convince themselves that they need a transformation beyond a system?
There's a series of things. It can be that they finally feel like they failed too many times. It can be that, like, I have so many people come in and they're like, dude, I hear you talk and I can tell there's something different here. So it's like, I can't think of a good example. I'm normally king of analogies, but it's not coming to me. I'd have to have a good one right now. or I'm not going to put on the table.
Never thought I'd see
like,
this day.
Yeah, I know.
it's like well, because this is, if I fuck this up, it really wrecks my point. So I can't take the risk. But it's like when
maybe I can do it, John. Maybe I'll do it for you. I'm okay at wrecking your shit.
Well, you're very good at it. Well, here we go. It's like when you say to someone, "Are you reacting or are you responding?"
Yeah.
They're like, whoa.
Yes.
You got to peel their cap in a good way.
Yes.
You're showing them a dimension they didn't see was there.
They didn't see this.
Now their interest is ready. Their interest will prompt them to pioneer a new path.
It's fucking crazy how you come back to that word again. Because you know what? You've just actually answered my question and your own question. Somebody wakes up and and actually, Petrocelli, you just said what I was going to say. They're tired of bullshitting themselves. Their interest now is beyond bullshitting themselves. And there's something within their mirror. They woke up in the morning, they look in the mirror, they're like, all right, I'm done being a fat son of a bitch. I'm now interested in getting my life in order. I'm done with the 90-day journey, the 100-day journey. I'm done with racing towards, notching my belt down. And I'll say, no, I'll throw myself into, I was that guy too. I've been that guy. And I remember having the conversation with AJ in the gym. I was like, why does it take sometimes us a moment in our life to figure it out? He's like, everybody's on the road journey.
It's like, because we're programmed.
Yes.
This is what we know.
Yes.
And so when you have someone that comes along and basically, because to a certain extent, yes, you're showing them a better way. That's one side of the equation. But the other side is you're basically telling them that everything they thought they knew is bullshit. And people are very resistant to that.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Let's get to some of the comments here, guys. We're having a great conversation this morning with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. We're talking transformation. Andersen, we got one of our newest listeners, our newest members of the community.
I heard Brandon, man. But
yeah,
Brandon's a cool
awesome.
cat. What question you got for me, baby?
Yeah, he's got some for you, brother. Brandon's, I'm 50. Good job, Brandon. Yes, you're hanging out with all the youngsters here on the show here. I'm 50 and starting to feel some aches and pains and pinched nerves. I've been looking into BPC and TB, but I haven't ordered them yet because I don't know how to find real and safe gear online. Well, Brandon, connect with John. John will help you with that. And then he says, he says, I work in construction. I was into bodybuilding and very rough on my body. John, I know you can relate to this over the years, and it's all catching up with me. LOL. So, Brandon,
cake, baby.
Yeah.
You can literally go to, I'll tell you right now, go to maxperformancepeptideswholesale.com. That's the part of my website where you can buy and because what you need is a slightly larger amount of the three compounds you're going to mix together. You're going to get TB 500 and BPC 157 mix. That's a 3-pack, and you're going to get a GHK-CU 3-pack. Once you get those, let us know, and then what I'll do is I'll let you know how I do it so that you can see how it might work for you. And the reason I'm acting funny like that is because that's what's needed to be said so that nobody gets in fucking trouble for helping with this topic.
John's the human experiment, Brandon. So listen, brother, if you need some help, connect with us on the show. Connect with me, and I'll connect you with John. But you're getting expert advice from the big dog himself, there, Brandon. So feel free to and listen. You know where we are, Brandon. Every single day we're here, brother. So we're here to assist you along the way. B Drive comes in and says. No, Mike Sullivan comes back when it comes to one's body, it's a never-ending necessity for constant improvement and injury prevention. I'm with you there. Bernard, I see my chiropractor about once every 10 years when I can't stand my hip after a week. Bernard, do you have success with your chiropractor? I've never gone to a chiropractor, man. I've never gone. I get a little nervous when it comes to chiropractors, so I've stayed away from them my entire life. Johnny,
I think that the chiropractor, it's kind of like. Petra could probably jump on this one.
Yeah.
It's like a doctor can really fucking serve a client, or they can serve themselves and kind of serve the client. Well, a chiropractor, if he said, okay, look, you're out of whack, I'm going to crack you, straighten you out. But when you leave here, you need to do A, B, and C. So you're not back here so quickly. That part is left out, and unfortunately in the doctor's world, it seems like there are so many influences to keep them kind of semi-serving the patient and serving themselves. We get a lot of, I don't want to use any bad words, but we just get a lot of the doctors that could do a better job and choose not to.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said it that way, Andersen. That's how I feel about it too. I feel like it's that industry. We joked about it. It's like the ultimate subscription. Okay, I've given you, Marty, I've tweaked your back. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Wait a minute. What can I do to prevent you from coming in 2 weeks? Oh, nothing. You got to come back in 2 weeks. What? It doesn't make any sense.
A buddy of mine, I told you, it was just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
He actually left the world of being a doctor because he was like, I can't help people though. The guardrails are up too much. You know, way back when I needed to have a knee surgery, and at the time I had Kaiser, right? And so I knew this dude in the gym, and he goes, my brother's a surgeon at Kaiser. Let me connect you with him. I was like, perfect. I really need some inside angle here. And I said, look, this is the surgery I need. I need to have a cadaver graft, blah, 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 because I'm competing. You can't take my fucking tendon out of my hamstring. Can't steal from Peter to give to Paul. I don't live a life that way. And he pulls me aside and he says, look, he's like, I hear what you're saying and I agree with you. He goes, but they won't give me the resources to do what you need to have done.
Yeah.
So he agreed that what I needed, but Kaiser didn't allow. It was too expensive.
Good time coming in with chiropractor and assisted stretching. Yeah. So there's this. Brandon. Yes. Max Performance. Yes. So Marty, I know you go to. I think Marty, do you go to what's it called? The Stretch Factory. What's it called? Stretch something.
Yeah, I go to someone independent, but it's like a stretch therapist, basically. It's like
so there are these new stretch labs here in Manitoba, and I gotta crack a joke, man, about them, because I'm like, I mean, I have to go to a place that's gonna stretch me.
Hey, real quick, I'm just if it sounds like Brandon's in pursuit of his peptides. If you get those, brother, just send an email. You can communicate with me there, so you don't have to fucking wait till 5 a.m. and get some more information. So. If you make your purchase, send an email in. My assistant will get it to me, and we can communicate there.
Yes, and no, not me. I'm only John's assistant in different lines there, Brian.
Yeah, he's my assistant. He's my assistant on the show. See, I have an assistant for each one of my businesses. Keith is the one for this one.
And Bernard, I'm with you. Yes, I know stretches are very important. I'm not diminishing the value. Stretching is massively important. Strength and stretching, no question about it. Stretch lab. That's it, Brendan Jab. I think the stretch lab is kind of funny. There's my opinion on it. Because I'm like, I don't know why. Marty?
Well, I say when you stretch by yourself,
yes,
it's definitely different. Your range of motion isn't the same if someone's helping you. If you're super stiff like me, maybe you're a little more flexible than me and Johnny, so maybe you wouldn't get the benefit from it.
What I'm thinking though, but if you're maybe I'm gonna walk my words back. So if you're an athlete, I'll rephrase that, you're an athlete, you're a pro basketball player, Marty, a D1 basketball player, I can see probably the benefits of having somebody help you with stretching your hips, your legs, your body, and maybe putting your body into situations that you might not have the courage to do on your own. Maybe that's what it's about, right? I see you nodding there, John. Is that what it is? About having the courage?
Yeah, and it's so you also got to remember too, like when I was on the road in strength, I had a coach with me because there was a lot of shit that needed to be done that I couldn't exert the energy to do it. I needed to conserve. So when it came to fucking warming up and loosening me up and stretching me out, I mean, he's fucking sweating bullets, getting me ready to get up to fucking walk out.
Yeah, it's funny because as I was using my words, I was walking back what I was saying, Marty, because I was thinking about my friend Jake, who works with the Jets here with AJ there at the gym, and there's many times I've seen players on his table, and he's stretching their hips. Like Marty, I've seen some content of yours where somebody's stretching your hips and your thighs, and again, I'm going to admit I was wrong on this because I'm thinking, why couldn't you do it yourself? But to your point, John, I guess if you're exerting yourself professionally, nonstop, having somebody assist you with that is actually a pretty good advantage, isn't it?
Well, it's so like,
never thought about
example,
that,
like when I had a coach, he's a great fucking guy, still one of my good buddies, Willie Wessels. Anyway, survivor of cancer, and came back and won the national championship in strongman. That's pretty fucking stallion. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really fucking cool. Anyway, he would travel with me. He was my coach, and he would he's like, look, it's time to go to bed. He'd shoo me in the room. He would come wake me up. It was time for breakfast. he didn't want any of my mental bandwidth spent on anything other than just fucking resting and staying focused and doing what I needed to do.
Yeah. So you know what I love, guys? I love our community because I throw my opinion question. Because listen, guys, I stretch all the time. I'm all about mobility, stretching, yoga. I do it all. I love though. I question the value of Stretch Lab. I got Brendan Jansen jumping down my ass. I got good time jumping. Don't fuck until you try.
Yeah,
I love you guys, man. I love it.
Well, you know, let me put in a stretching hack for everybody.
Yeah.
Because stretching tends to be one of those things where a lot of times people say, you know,
yeah, I
don't
know
have time, it hurts. There's all these reasons. So here's the thing. If you just spend every time you train, whatever muscle you train, if you spend max 5 minutes at the end stretching that muscle, it's fatigued, it's loose, you'll make a ton of progress. The pain is minimal, and then you've got a system in play. You'll be blown away at how quickly you become, you know, flexible and limber by spending 5 minutes at the end of your workout.
Yeah, it's
got to be the muscle you train. That's the key.
Yeah. Well, so what's worked for me is, John. I'll throw to both you guys in this one. What's worked for me is before my lift, I'll do mobility work for whatever I'm going to do. Very different than stretching. I'll do some mobility, get my joints, get whatever. I've learned it from Zeglin. Get me warmed up, and then open it up, and then after my lift, do the stretch. Right. But I find you got to be extremely disciplined. Like if my lift is 40 minutes, it's not 40 minutes, it's 45 or 50 because I'm adding those 5 or 10 minutes of lifting. In my experience, it's so easy to say, okay, my lift is done, I'm leaving the gym. No, add on 5 or 10 and get that stretch in. That to me,
you need 10. You just
I know.
need 5.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you just trained your chest,
yes,
it could be done in 2 fucking minutes.
I'm with you, brother. Yep, exactly. And maybe that's why I kind of laugh with Stretch Lab because I'll be straight. I'm very disciplined with stretching. I do. I made it a point.
Dude, it's so helpful.
So, because a few years ago, true story, boys, I couldn't I couldn't put my fucking socks on. I'm serious.
Well, but that was because your belly was too big.
Well, no, you're right, John. No, I was husky. I was fat. No, but I was husky. I was fat. I was immobile. No, but you're bang on, brother. I'm talking because I know there's guys listening to that are in that position, and I was like, I had that moment. I was like, Petrol, this is fucking bullshit. I got to sort this out. So I made a change. I started fucking stretching and I got my weight down and I'm like, okay, I need to be able to touch my toes and I'll put the TV on sometimes and I'll just lay there on the floor and do pigeon. I love fucking pigeon. Just get there and do pigeon and I love how it feels for my hips. Because I love life expectancy work. I love it. So with good hips, you get good life expectancy work.
Well, check this out. Another little fucking hack. So like this morning, I'm doing my burpees. So between each set, I got two of my dining room chairs right here and here. I'm just basically hanging down between them, stretching out my shit.
Love that.
Doing other. So it's literally the time that I'm literally huffing and puffing. I wouldn't be doing anything. I'm using that time to open the shit up.
Yeah. Marty.
Yeah, I was going to say, Johnny was talking about this earlier, the types of clientele you deal with in the gym.
Yes.
They'll come to me and complain about their issue, and I'm like, you don't ever stretch. You got to stretch, and some people just refuse to stretch. So us being disciplined, you got to understand we're the 1% as well too. So a lot of people need this Stretch Lab because they just refuse to do it themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point, Marty. I appreciate putting that on the table. You're right, because it's like I guess it's no different than why do you need to go to the gym when you can have a gym at home? Some people need to go to a physical space to get, and I respect that, right? I got to go somewhere to get my shit done, and that's just how the world works. All right, guys, listen. Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to do a lifestyle tip with Andersen, and then we're going to come back and reset hour 2 and get into some deep dive conversation. Marty, I'm suspecting you got to rock and roll, brother.
I will. I'll stay for a little bit after
Beautiful.
Johnny's.
Okay, good. Yep. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's do a reset. Jimmy, let's do a reset with Andersen. We'll come back and reset hour 2 of Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and friends right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X.
All right, coffee break is almost over. Time for John's lifestyle tip.
All right, simple tip, massive returns. So all you've got to do every day. I know every day is kind of a tough one for you guys, but doesn't take much effort at all. All you got to do when you wake up, grab your cup of coffee. I suggest you write this down, but if you don't want to, just spend a little mental bandwidth thinking about it. Ask one simple question. What dumb shit did you do yesterday that you don't want to do again today? It can be big, it can be little. Maybe it's get frustrated with a coworker. Maybe it's eating something shitty for lunch. The list can go on and on. We all make mistakes because here's the problem. Human beings tend to repeat mistakes, and we do it enough. They almost become camouflaged in our lives, and we don't even realize we're doing it. But when you actually spend a little bit of time intentionally thinking about the things that you don't want to do, you'll start to see them. If you can literally remove one bad habit, sometimes not even a habit, if you can remove one thing from yesterday that you don't want to do again today and keep that awareness, it's not about doing more. It's just about removing some of the shit that's holding you back. You'll be really, really happy with how your life will start to change shape. So if you want to make a change, come at it from the other side. Don't think, oh, I'm going to do A, B, and C, and D, because that's basically signing you up for more responsibility. Let's go the other way. Let's just remove one thing you did yesterday that you don't want to do today and watch your life change for the better. Rock and roll.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. This is hour 2. If you're just joining us, this show is your live accountability partner. We help men start their day with momentum, positive energy, and a lot of laughter. And number 1, hour 1, we looped through the current events. We asked why some men never have sex. We know why. And we broke down the systems behind transformation that actually stick. And if you missed it, I encourage you guys to catch the replay later. But right now, we're going to buckle up. Hour 2 is where we're going to go deeper. And here's what we got on deck, guys. We're going to get into what happens when you hit a plateau and how do you break through plateaus, because we all have them as we're going through life. Reloaded, we're going to dig into, we're going to get some tactical suggestions on how to stop sounding passive aggressive when you're sending emails, like just circling back or as per my previous email. Morning Focus, we're going to talk about the single best purchase I made for my own growth. Going to ask Johnny about that one as well. And then Community Corner, guys, we're going to celebrate some of the creators over on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. But right now, Jimmy, let's get to the big conversation. Let's get to the deep dive. We're going to talk about breaking through plateaus and what we did when
What if the secret to your next breakthrough isn't a giant leap, but a small, almost invisible shift? You've been pushing hard, staying consistent, but the results have flatlined. That forward momentum you thrive on has vanished, leaving you stuck, seeking a state of equilibrium. But what if we could strategically disrupt that balance? The key lies in introducing calculated variance, subtle shifts in your routine that force your system to adapt and grow again. Ready to restart your progress? It's time to get intentional.
plateaus stop all of us. When progress stalls, the plan isn't broken. It's asking for a smarter stimulus. I was excited to talk about plateaus with you guys today because I've got to think. I'm going to start with you, Marty, and before I get to you, John. You've been training for something, Marty, but then you're training, whether it's work, whether it's fitness, whether it's life, but then you're finding that the needle's not moving anymore. You're like, I feel like I'm stalled. What have you done, Marty? How have you got yourself out of a stall, out of a plateau, out of a situation where progress is like, fuck, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels right now. Marty, starting with you, brother.
Yes, for me, it's usually a mental thing. So it can be, I probably needed some rest. Maybe I needed some life expectancy work.
Yeah.
Maybe I just had to remind myself, who the fuck I am. Maybe hype myself up. Maybe look at some, look at some videos that make me get hype about myself. So that could be, anything. But like I said, usually it's a mental thing. And once you get past that mental barrier, I'm good to go, and I'm breaking that plateau.
Yeah. John, with you, have you found that plateaus have been mostly mental things, life things, strength things, all of the above? And when it happens, how do you know, and then what do you do to move through it?
Well, I would say that, you're going to hear some of the terminology that I threw around earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Like the loop.
Yeah.
When I hit a plateau, I go straight to my loop and I start looking at my time slots.
Yeah.
We had 24 hours, 24 time slots. Some of these time slots need to be reallocated. Because even if I'm in a position where, sometimes when I'm fucking busting ass for, when I'm fucking going hard, like Marty's saying, he can recharge himself. That button's not fucking working. I've already fucking pushed that button enough times. So it's not going to be me changing something here or, getting myself pumped up or motivated or fired up. It's going to be, okay, I've got to just reallocate a few of these time slots because there's 24 hours of them, 24 of them in the loop. I switch a few around, bam, because it's usually just, if you look at a plateau, generally speaking, it's because you've allocated too much time to something that's not giving you the results you're looking for.
I love what you just said, because that's how I look at it too. And for me, and the simplest cliche, and it's funny because we just went through it in the business here over the last month, which was this idea that I hate this cliche, but I'll put it out there.
What do you do?
Thank you. I strongly dislike this choice of words, but I'm going to put it out here anyways. There is this idea that in order to change, you have to make change. But it's one thing to say it, man. It's one thing to say it, but to have the awareness and then follow through on it, man, is that ever? And Marty, back to you, brother. A mental mind. Like, you have to be so disciplined and going, okay, I want change. Well, then you need to make a change. Okay, you've been sleeping in. You got to get up earlier. I can't. Well, then you're not going to get that change happening. And that to me is what and sometimes I think, John, you would agree with me. Sometimes that change doesn't happen at first attempt. Okay, fuck, it didn't work this time. I got to try it again. But you have to have the awareness that in order to make change, you have to make a change in your life.
Yeah, 100%, and that's 100%, and that's right on. First off, I love that. That's a beautifully simplified statement.
Yes,
it takes change to make change. Love that.
But you gotta execute on it, because it's one thing to say it. Okay, I guess I got to change it. But if you don't do nothing about it, you're just talking.
Dude, it's 100%. It's like, okay, I need to let's look at the loop. There's 8 hours gone for sleep.
Yes,
let's move these slots away that are non-negotiable. What do I have left, and where am I investing this time? And is the time being invested in the right tasks to keep this fucking train moving?
What I have also done in the past, we've talked about it here on the show before, John and Marty. And Marty, I'm curious to know if you've ever done this. I broke down my calendar and allocated every minute of my day to see where it was all going. And then, back to John's point, recognizing that, okay, well, these minutes are being spent over here. They're not giving me a return on what my goal is or my milestones are. I need to move these minutes out and do something else. But I don't think many of us humans are intentional enough with looking at, okay, I got 24 hours. I need to sleep with 8. I got 16 left. I need to train for whatever, call it an hour. I got 15 left. I got to spend time with my kids in life. You know what I mean? I don't think enough of us do that exercise, because that to me is how you break plateaus.
Well, and totally agree, brother. And the flip side is too many people just accept them.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that too. That backs to the mental part. That's why I really enjoyed, Marty, when you said it's all mental for you.
Yeah, it's. I haven't broke it down like that.
Yeah.
But part of the mental is talking to myself like, hey, you got 24 hours in a day. You can get this done. You can complete X, Y, Z. There's no excuse.
Yes.
So that's kind of how I use the mental instead of actually breaking down every minute. But I might need to try breaking down every minute, because it seemed like it's working for the old heads. So.
Well, you know what's interesting,
throw that on my
but
plate.
Marty, dude, I'll invite you to try something, and just try it in a fun way. Like, literally sit down on a day, take your calendar, and actually just break out every minute. It's okay. I sleep for 7 hours. I need to, like it's going to take me 5 minutes to brush my teeth. It's going to take me 7 minutes to drive my car. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but actually do it. And you're going to see how much time you actually do not have left every day. And you're like, holy fuck, I actually don't have much time left. Yep. Right. And it's because I think until we humans don't get that honest, that's sometimes where we struggle. Jimmy, let's go to Reloaded next year, guys. But plateaus are progress reports, right? They're going to happen. They're absolutely going to happen, whether it's business, fitness, life. Plateaus are progress reports, not stop signs. Adjust the stimulus, protect recovery, and stack those small wins until momentum returns.
What if the most common email phrases are the ones holding you back? We rely on polite-sounding shortcuts, but they often create more problems than they solve, leaving colleagues feeling annoyed and undervalued. The science of communication shows that what we don't say is just as important as what we do. It's about the subtle signals we send. Imagine getting what you need every time, just by changing a few words. It's not magic, it's just smarter communication. Stop guessing and start connecting.
Always looking to add value, guys. We're always looking to give you guys tips and tricks and stuff to get through your day. How many of you are tired of receiving emails or even sending them? And I got to be honest, guys, I was guilty of this over the past year. And Johnny, maybe you have as well. But, just circling back or as per my last email and writing passive aggressive notes. Are you guilty of that, brother? Have you been guilty of that? I'm being serious.
Doing that, giving that to other people?
Yeah, like sending passive aggressive notes when you email folks every now and then. Do you ever get into that passive aggressive style, which I know happens often in the world of business, often in the world of, because we're like soft going, hey, Johnny, as per my last email.
Yeah, well, I think it's funny you say that because it seems like just in the last couple of days, I've actually caught myself. It's like when I'm responding to somebody, text, email, whatever, right? And you're taking the time to write it out so it makes sense.
Yes.
Like I can recognize
that
I don't feel good with what I'm saying. It's like, dude,
yes,
this is not you. What the fuck?
Yes.
And that's what
there you are, bringing up that fucking word that humans struggle with, which is the feeling part.
Yeah, I don't feel right. This is not me.
No, but I'm being serious because often we'll write an email and we won't have the awareness of it because we'll say something like, "Hey, John, just circling back." Really? Is that what you want to sound like? No. How about following up on this for this? Boom, boom. Instead of, "Hey, John, per my last email." Really? Per my last email? That's kind of passive aggressive. "Hey, to recap, here's the term, here's the deadline." Right? Or, "Hey, John, please advise when you're going to send me that BCP and all that." Really? No. Which option do you want? Like, stop.
No matter what they say, you got to come back with who you are.
Bingo. So, Nation, I found this conversational topic for today because this affects all of us. I've been guilty of it. I know Andersen, he just admitted Andersen's been guilty. We're all guilty of being more passive aggressive than we think we are with our emails or our notes. And guys, it doesn't help, man. Stop, actually.
Check this out. In this situation, you got to ask yourself a question. Are you a thermostat or a thermometer?
Yeah. Woo. Yes, I like that. Well, you know what's a word too that I want to. It's like you've invited me to have us stop using certain words. I want to throw a word on the table which we want to encourage our nation to stop using too, and it's this word of just. Because when we use just, we justify how we're feeling. Let me give you an example. I had a young lady over last Friday cutting Charlie's nails because Charlie doesn't like to go get her nails done, so she comes to my house to do it, right? So she comes in the house and she sent me a note the night before saying, "Hey, I lost my 13-year-old dog. I'm sad, so please bear with me." She was having to defend herself. So she comes over and she's talking with me and she's like, "Yeah, well, he was just this and just that." You know what I did, John? I stopped her. I said, "Stop." She's like, "What?" I said, "Stop trying to justify your emotions to me." I said, no, he wasn't just 13. No, he wasn't just a dog. He was your dog. He was your baby. He's somebody you loved. Don't try to passively make me feel better because you think that I'm judging you because you're using just. You know what I'm saying there? Where we do it as humans often.
Well, it depends on how what and how you're using it. Like, like I'll use just, but I'll use it probably somewhere close to the opening of the statement saying, my apologies, but I'm just da 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 da. You know, as I'm softening, I'm getting ready to fucking punch you between the eyes, and I'm trying to soften it a little bit.
But you don't need to defend. But I don't like when people feel like they need to defend their.
I still agree. I agree. You don't want to use it because your tail's between your legs.
Well, but not even that. I don't want you. Again, we go back to feelings, John. Back to men. I feel, men often feel like they need to defend their feelings. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a bad night, so I'm feeling shitty. No, you had a bad night. Not just. I had a bad night. I didn't sleep. My wife and I had a fight. I'm in a bad mood today. Okay, great. Thank you for telling me that. You don't have to justify that. That's like, I think justification is passive aggressive, and it needs to remove itself out of society. There's no value. It doesn't move the conversation forward.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question it can be used in a way that is not really helpful to the situation in most cases.
No, exactly. All right, listen, man, we got a great show. We're right on cadence here today.
So real quick, Jimmy, is my shit back?
What's this? What? I don't. He's typing. What shit? He said.
Well, he said he can feel the cadence of the show.
Yes, I think we all could feel that your shit is back today, Mister. I had too much CBD or CBD.
Yeah, no more fucking weed stuff to put me to sleep, man. Jesus Christ, crazy. It took me a little while to solve because I started doing. You know, when I got here that night where I was like, God, I need to get some sleep. That's when I started it.
Oh yeah. What is it? Just like you capsules or what? Or under your tongue?
Drops.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I'm going to have a short window of sleep. I need to fall asleep quick. And then it was almost like fed into the problem.
So here's a big question for you before I walk the big dog out of the lab today. What was, and Jimmy, I'm going to ask the question. We're going to run the hook. John's going to think about it. I'm going to come back. He's going to answer it. What was the single best purchase that you made for your own growth?
My own growth. Oh, mercy.
What if everything you've been told about achieving massive growth is backward? We burn ourselves out trying to overhaul our lives overnight, only to end up right back where we started, frustrated and drained. The science of sustainable achievement, however, shows that true breakthroughs aren't about radical change. They're the result of targeted, high-leverage inputs that create disproportionate outputs over time. It's about finding the one key that unlocks a system of growth, turning effort into effortless momentum.
Well, brother, the one thing.
I got a fucking really off-the-wall answer for you here, bro.
Oh, I want to hear it, brother.
Well, first off, it was a purchase that I didn't even have the money for. It was on a credit card.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And what it was, so I'll say what it was, and it's not going to make sense till I explain it.
Yes.
So it was basically a huge fucking box, like a box that wouldn't fit in my fucking car, of meal prep containers.
Oh, so hold on. I'm
gonna see if you can decode that.
I absolutely do know what meal prep containers are. Yes, because I've used them. Maybe not the ones you've been using, but I want to lean into why I think that was the biggest.
Why do you think that is? I'm curious if you know.
Because that's the foundation of everything for you. So if you're not fueled, if you're not fueled regularly and prepped, like from a habit and system standpoint, it's like saying to me, Keith, here's the car, here's the gas tank, but it's going to need constant fuel for that thing to get moving. So the most important purchase for this car is actually the fuel. But in order to get the fuel, you need a proper tank. So what you said was
good guess, but I'll stop you there.
Yeah, okay. Tell me.
Because I didn't need the containers for that.
Okay.
You know, I was managing what you were saying without the containers.
Okay.
Those meal prep containers was me taking my first fucking dive headfirst into my first business after college.
No shit.
It committed me to, okay,
that
here we go.
Fucking cool.
Because my first, I mean, keep in mind, when I say first business, I had businesses, you know, through college, and I've always been.
It's got goosebumps, actually. It's got goosebumps.
But in terms of like, I'm done with college. Okay, here we go. Because basically the businesses that I had up to that point were all basically painting related.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be a fucking painter, for Christ's sake. It was a great way to make money when I was in college, but Jesus Christ, you got a little bit more in a tank here, bro. And so I bought these fucking things. No, I had the idea, but it's just an idea unless I took action. So that was the first action I could think of for me to fucking commit to the process. And because I sure as hell wasn't going to go a fucking business license until the thing started working.
Yeah.
You know? And so I bought this and I had to buy a lot to get the cost down. That was part of it too, you know, because I had calculated everything. And so all of this, I had this idea and I had a bunch of fucking notes and a plan. But until I took action, there was nothing there. So I bought these fucking things, which launched me into entrepreneurship as a young adult. Up to that point, I was an entrepreneur, but I had the security of my living with family and shit like that.
I love it. I never knew this. It's funny, man. We hang out for a couple of years now, and this is a new one. I love this. What a great story.
Remember I told you my first real crack of entrepreneurship was meal prep. I was just 25 years too early.
I know, but I when I hear these stories, again, if I was meeting you for the first time, I love leaning into, like you've heard before, the moment behind the moment. That fucking meal prep container, it's like you almost should have one bronzed or as a statue, because that meal prep container represents so many metaphors for your life.
If it had worked, I probably would have, but it fucking failed.
But hey, how do we talk about failure? You learned, so maybe that's even more of a reason for it to be bronze, because you learned from those fucking meal prep containers.
Yeah, I mean that was it, because you said grow.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, once you're committed, you're growing.
Yes. So it's a little different for me. So I took this exercise in a little different direction, and this one came for me later in life. And you've heard me mention this person before on the show. I keep coming back to it, man. The best thing I maybe never bought, well, what was the best part for me, was when I met AJ Zeglin and invested in myself. I was going through divorce. I was lost in life. I was fat. I was fucking out. I had a bank full of money, but I was a mess.
Yeah.
Mess. Right. For me, that to me was in the middle of my 40s, middle of life, right? Like, okay. And it was recognizing that I needed to do something. So it was investing in my head, investing in my health, and hence our energies brought you and I together a few years later. If I don't make that decision to go to Focus Fitness, to make AJ Zeglin and invest in that, I'm probably not here.
Life has totally changed.
100%.
You're not standing where you are right now.
100%. That was single best decision for me. Yeah.
Well, and it's really cool that you say that, and you found it later in life, because people don't.
Yes.
That one for me, I was actually, I didn't even really know that, because I was so passionate about what I was doing.
Yes.
I started investing myself in, my late teens, passionate, because I was working on eating right. I was working on going to the gym.
Yes.
I was experimenting way back when, like I remember, I mean, so many things that I've done have now been proven. It was probably 15 years of me eating high levels of protein where I was being told I was a dumbass.
Well, so what's funny to hear you say that, and maybe that's one of the reasons I'm really glad I've met you in life, because for the longest time I kept growing up hearing you are what you eat, but yet you'd flip the magazine and they'd say eat this pizza pocket, or eat this fucking puff wheat, or eat this fucking donut, and I'm like, but wait a minute, if I'm being taught to you are what you eat, why wouldn't I eat cow and beef and steak and meat and protein? Because that makes me strong. But yet every piece of marketing literature is telling me to go get myself a fucking Slurpee. So I'm glad that I met you because you've confirmed for me that we actually are what we eat. And
I mean, literally, it's fucking crazy. I mean, if you think about it, what we put in our stomachs, our body turns into tissue.
Yes.
The question is, what kind of tissue?
I know. You want it to be crispy cream tissue? Or do you want it to be fucking bovine?
Eat Cheetos, you're going to fucking look like a Cheeto.
You're going to look like a Cheeto. Exactly. Bernard says, as a teen, probably male scales. Oh, so did you buy male scales, Bernard? So I'm thinking what he's talking about was male scales.
What is that?
So I'm thinking because Maurice, my business partner Maurice, I believe had them as well. There's scales that when you weigh the mail, you can mail stuff out. That's what I'm thinking is what he's talking about. Bernard, can you confirm that for us what that was? But it was an ability
mail
to
scale.
Yeah, because postal mail. Yeah, exactly. Because it was you have to buy stamps, and if there's
what is this the thing that he purchased that changed his? That was okay.
That's what I'm suspecting. Yeah. That's
right
funny.
on.
That's funny. All right, pal. We're at the bottom of the hour. Your time is up. What are you up to now? Pickleball today, or what are you guys doing today?
Yeah. So I've got a good training session, which I love. Then I've got some client stuff, and then I'm pickleballing, and then I'm actually going to pick up my older green Jeep, which I'm fucking excited to have back because that had fucking issues with the clutch on them.
Yeah.
So I think we got that fucker fixed, and I think I actually get the dune buggy back today, which
is
like
fun.
Getting some of the toys back. That's always fun.
That's fun. No, actually, Johnny Bernard was hand scales for weed was my business at 14. Oh, that's what I love it. Actually, yeah, I had a weed scale years ago too that I used as part of my journey in life too. So, all right, Paul, listen, you have yourself an awesome day. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy getting your toys back. And what a great show. We'll look forward to resuming in 22 hours.
Let's go, babe. Have a great loop, my brother.
You betcha, pal. All right, Johnny's out of here, Jimmy. Let's get out of here and let's reset. Let's get to the community corner here in a quick second, guys. Listen, you guys can join the show with us live. The hotline is open, 431-300-3005. And yes, Lady Drew, you're not banned. Just having some fun with you yesterday. Guys, I had a big conversation with Drew in the link. She's like, did you ban me? No, I would never fucking ban the Drew Meister. There's only one Lady Drew Bossier on the planet, and she's ours. She's fucking ours. So no banning going on here. Just having some fun with Lady Drew. And B-Drive, it was all about survival. I love it, man. I love the honesty and candor that we bring to the table here every single morning here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, Jimmy. Hey, my brother. Looks like we're having some fun here on the buttons. Jimmy doing a great job on the show here today, guys. Melissa's done a great job on the words, and we got Rahima out there making sure we are organized. Michael Global, did you write a proposal for this day? I would love to. Michael, I'm curious about your proposal pad. Yeah, that's I've never heard of a proposal. Is that like an iPad back in the olden days or what? Okay, listen, you guys can join the show that's live right now. The phone lines are open, 431-300-3005. Come say hi in the comments. Vertical's active, horizontal's active, and if you're not showing up with us live, why not? 8 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock all over the planet. Forgot to tell the boys. I didn't even tell Jimmy what I'm going to tell him next. Guys, we ran this show 8 o'clock around the planet yesterday, and we're going to do it moving forward. Mornings in the Lab, 8 o'clock around the globe, whether you are in the Middle East, whether you are in London, whether you are in Japan, whether you're in Asia, whether you're in North America, Mornings in the Lab, 8 o'clock right here on YouTube. Yep, 8 o'clock. The number one time, Mornings in the Lab, 8 o'clock. Simple, period, point blank. Hey, Jim, I think it's this point of the show where we're going to walk away over to the Community Corner.
Community Corner, your wins, your spotlight.
This is where we celebrate you or roast you with love.
Oh, we have a Drew Boger calling us. Oh, the horses, Bossier.
I am banned, but I won't tell you where I place it.
Oh, the Lady Drew Bossier, the not banned Bossier. Bossier, you know I'm never going to ban you from our show.
Hey, I am banned, but I'm not going to tell y'all where I place it.
Bosier's got her band on. Yes, she does. What's going on today, Bosier? Bosier, tell me what's going on in the Carolinas today.
Oh, yeah, being a smart-ass comedian, I'm expecting company, so it's ready. I'm only kidding, guys. How you doing, Keith?
I'm fantastic. Tell me something new about what's going on in the Carolinas today.
Really? Where I live, it's very peaceful. There's no crime here because I'm in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, out in the country at the foothills of the mountains.
Nice.
So it's very peaceful out here. But as far as what's going on, I've got a meeting at 10, which is getting close to out to join. But how are you doing, Keith?
I'm awesome. Hey, I have an offer for you. You know, if you'd like, why don't you jump on into Sora? You can use my head. Yeah, use my head.
Well, I think your wife would get upset with that one.
No, I didn't. We're not talking about giving head. I'm saying you can use my head, Bosier. My head is freely available.
I know, but you have to, I have to be a smart ass comedian.
I know.
Okay, well that sounds cool.
I'm freely offering my head. So Nation, you can freely use my head on Sora. To those of you that need an invite, please come knock on my door. I'll give you guys an invite to Sora. So Bernard, Global, who else we got here? We got Drew, we got Good Time. Well, I gave Good Time one yesterday, but if you guys would like an invite to Sora and you need a head because you don't want to put your head out there, you can use mine. My head is freely available. Come knock on my door.
I don't have, not to catch you up, but honey, I don't have Sora. I've never even heard of it till you spoke it. So if you can send me the link, that'd be fantastic.
Yes. So if you have ChatGPT, you can get Sora. Do you have ChatGPT, Drew?
No, I use Genie and other media, but I don't use ChatGPT.
Gotcha. Well, come connect with me over on LinkedIn. We'll see if we can get you set up with ChatGPT and get you set up with Sora so you can use my head. Global, Sully, you guys want to use my head? My head's freely available for you guys, all right?
Well, that's a nice offer of you, but I think Johnny would get upset when you're in the shower.
Yeah, well, exactly correct. Exactly correct. All right, my Drew. We're going to keep the show rolling. I love you too. You have a good one, okay?
All right, you too. Ciao.
All right. Drew's out of here, Jimmy. We're going to get Drew back out of here, and we're going to keep the show rolling with the Grokster. Let's just see here. Every now and then, Grok freezes when I don't bring Grok into the show. Sorry, Grok, for not bringing you into the show here today. We just get busy, and just sometimes it's not the place for Grok. So there's Grok right there. All right, Grok, I got you back here. I'm going to get my camera set up. All right, guys, listen. It's time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn, YouTube, and Substack every day right here on the biggest morning show on the planet. Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and Friends on X, YouTube, and LinkedIn at 8 o'clock in the morning. Today, we're going to talk about moving when you feel stuck, the hard truth about embracing darkness, and the mindset shifts that separate entrepreneurs from the pack. We're going to bring bold lessons and some real talk. We're going to hit home. Let's get into it, guys. You know where we're going to start? We're going to start on YouTube. Jocko Willink on why motion creates clarity. Well, Living Unrivaled pulled a heavy hitter lesson from Jocko Willink. Here's the takeaway. When you're lost, don't freeze. Start walking literally. Because action creates feedback, you guys. You hear about it all the time. Movement creates momentum. Feedback, well, it creates clarity. That is how you get unstuck. And Jocko says, even in setbacks, divorce, selling a business, stacking boxes at Home Depot, you can show excellence, tying your shoes, making your bed, going through the moments in life. So do the job in front of you with discipline and doors open. Whatever happens, you're never really starting from zero. You're carrying forward the scars and the skills. But the question is, Nation, ears up. Are you aiming at the obstacle? Or are you locked on the drivable terrain ahead? Oh, think about it. Obstacle or terrain, what are you locked in on? All right, Jimmy, let's pivot on over to Substack. Yep, Substack it is. Dr. Roger McFillin. Don't be afraid of the dark. I used to be afraid of the dark. I fucking hated the dark. True story. Yep. Dr. Roger McFillin. My parents had a big, cold room downstairs in the basement. Dark. I was always scared that there's going to be a monster down there. Last week. Revealing my fears. Dr. Roger McFillin. Yeah, he came in hot. Came in hot on Substack with a piece called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. He says life is built on polarity. Joy, sorrow, love, loss, order, and chaos. The reality is you can't numb one side without dulling the other. Our culture wants quick fixes. They want meds. We want distractions. We want the doctor to solve the problem for us. Anything to avoid the hard stuff. That's why transformations are so hard. They're fucking hard. But that's where the real strength gets built. Pain isn't a defect, it's a teacher. McFillin says, walk through the darkness, not around it, because resilience, wisdom, and freedom, well, they live on the other side. And nation, let me ask you this. How do you view struggles? How? Do you lean into them or do you avoid them at all costs? You know what we'd like to do here in the lab? We'd like to lean into them. We like to run towards them. We like to walk towards struggles, walk towards failures. Every single fucking day building this show, building the biggest morning show on the planet is a struggle. Not that I'm complaining. That's because nobody's done it before. Yeah, true story. But I am. Jimmy is, Melissa is, Johnny is, Marty is, Rahima is. You guys, we're all doing it together. And on LinkedIn, Anthony Vicino laid out 9 beliefs every entrepreneur needs. I think he ran out of pen because he couldn't get to 10. He's like, nah, fuck, I'm stopping at 9. Just 9. Just 9. Nope, not going to give 10. Nope. Really? Reality is malleable. So you got to shape it. You got to stop waiting to feel like it. It's important that you do the work anyway. Stack proof, not empty confidence. And remember, you are the constraint. Change doesn't happen without change. Your business grows as fast as your mindset allows. And Vicino says, even imposter syndrome is a sign you're pushing beyond your comfort zone. So, nation, if you've never feel like an outsider, you've stopped growing. Ask yourself this, you guys. What belief is holding you back right now? Because that belief might be the one barrier preventing you from achieving that goal, that milestone, that transformation you are looking to achieve. So ask yourself, what belief is holding you back right now, nation, right now? Maybe it's the snooze button. And what would you change if you swapped it for something more powerful? Guys, 3 awesome, actionable insights from today's Community Corner. I have an invitation for you. Take that step back. Take that step back when you're lost. Start moving. Don't run from the dark. There's no monsters down there. And nation, get out of your way. Get out of your own way. That barrier that's preventing you from your own success is more than likely your own mirror. How do I know? Because I've been that guy. I've been that guy who got up, stuck, lost, ran from the dark, couldn't get out of my own way. But we talked about it on the show here. The single best purchase I made for myself was literally my own mirror. Because that mirror unlocked my potential. That mirror said, Bilous, get your fucking ass up. Get that fat, husky ass out of those sweatpants. Get up, get after it, and go achieve greatness. So, take that step back when you're lost. Don't run from the dark. And get out of the way. Do you agree or disagree? I want to hear from you. And if you want your story featured, if you want to be talked about, if you want us to put your story on the table, I invite you to make a post, LinkedIn, Substack, YouTube, wherever you're posting, and tag us in it. Follow us. Let us know you're interested. And we'll put you up here on Mornings in Live with Keith, John, and friends. All right, Jimmy, let's get to the Creator Spotlight. Who we shining light on today?
Have you ever stopped to wonder what really sets a creator apart in the world of entertainment? Imagine scrolling through your feed and landing on someone who makes you feel seen, like the content was made just for that exact moment. That's the magic Ryan Shepherd brings. Authentic social strategies that don't just build audiences but spark real connection. From leading AMC Network's award-winning campaigns to launching a global viral hit with millions of streams, Ryan's influence is everywhere, thanks to an instinct for growth and a heart for community. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Ryan Shepherd. Tap in and be inspired by his journey.
Some creators create. Some creators create. Others spark a ripple that transforms how people experience stories every single day. Some creators don't create shit. Yeah, that's a true fucking story. Stuck, lost. But not Ryan Shepherd. Today, we're going to shine the light on Ryan Shepherd, the person who brings his full self to the table daily. Building, blending, creativity with genuine care. Ryan's gift for social strategy goes way beyond the numbers of reach. Oh yeah, baby. It's about recognizing the untold moments that matter and making audiences everywhere feel connected. Ryan's work is what looks like when work and purpose really meet. It doesn't even look like work. It looks like passion. It looks like purpose. It looks like something you want to lean into. So, Ryan Shepherd, I got an invitation for you. Ryan Shepherd. We'd love to have you on this show. Yep, this show being Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time and 8 o'clock around the planet. Mornings in the Lab. We'd love to have you here to celebrate you, get to know you, and most importantly, Ryan, to give you the creator spotlight so you can shine it on somebody in your orbit so we can pay this incredible segment forward that we call the Creator Spotlight right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
What if guidance from the world's greatest minds was just a morning read away? Picture this: driven men and women in search of real mentorship, practical tools, and a fresh mindset no matter where they start. Andres Ruiz delivers exactly that, curating stories and strategies from figures like Novak Djokovic and Nelson Mandela, then breaking them down into simple steps that anyone can use to grow. His readers build daily habits, unlock accountability, and discover how to turn inspiration into action. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Andres Ruiz, who transforms mentorship into a habit for people ready to level up. Follow Andres for wisdom that works every single morning.
Andres Ruiz, do my best, Andres, doesn't just spotlight icons. Wait a minute. He hasn't spotlighted on me. Ruiz, or Andres. Dude, hello. Yeah, hello. Icon over here, legend, the handsome chief. Yeah. What are you looking at? He's right here. Me. Yeah, the icon. True story. Andres Ruiz doesn't just spotlight icons because he hasn't spotlighted me yet. True story. Jimmy, we got to get Ruiz to know, Ruiz or however we say his name. Hasn't put the spotlight on me yet. Nope. Andres builds a bridge for anyone craving mentorships, mindset shifts, and a genuine guide. What's up, Sully? I appreciate you, brother. His audience, Ruiz's audience, is full of people ready for more, ready to turn inspiration into routines and to chase bigger goals day after day. With every story, he equips them to step forward, whether it's shaking up their accountability or unlocking advice from legends like Keith Bilous and Nelson Mandela. Yeah, baby. The real gift is how he makes wisdom available to everyone hungry for growth, one practical, transformative lesson at a time. But the real gift, Andres, would be having you show up on the show. The real gift to Mornings in the Lab Nation would be to have your presence hanging out with us so we can get to know you and we can give you the creator spotlight, Andres, so you can shine it on somebody in your orbit on an upcoming episode of the Community Corner and the Creator Spotlight on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Andres, we're celebrating you, brother. Yes, yes, we are. Okay, well, hey. Wow. Jimmy. Jimmy. Yep, we're almost done, guys. Another big show wrapping up today. Onward to Friday tomorrow. Oh, we don't name days here. Nope, just another day in the loop. True story. Guys, what was your favorite part of the show today? I'm curious. What was your favorite part of the show today? I thought we had a lot of great conversations. Pace was great. We hit all of our marks. Man. Standard show, as I would like to call it with Jimmy. Standard show. This is what we expect to deliver to you guys every single day here in the lab. John Petro. Nelson M. never had his own live stream talk show. True story, Petro. That's why Uncle Keith, the handsome chief, does. Yep. True story. Yeah. J.A. talking about Taco Bell. Yes, that was that was a pretty fun part. Maybe that's going to be part of Petro's Points tomorrow on Friday. John Petrocelli joins us every Friday here, guys, during the Community Corner segment for Petro's Points. 3 things, maybe 2, maybe 4, maybe 5, generally 3 things Petro puts on the table. We talked about Taco Bell. B-Dry Bernard. So we are working on, so I'll tell you guys a little secret here. We spent this month just rejigging and not rejigging. We spent this month working real hard on continuing to set the foundation of this show. So what you guys continue to see is magic, right? And as you guys can appreciate, much work goes in behind the scenes to make the show appear magical with our characters, with our transitions, with our cuts, with the professionalism around it. And one of the levers, again, sharing the lights behind the kimono here, one of the levers we have had to not pull for the last few weeks has been our guests. So we are back, Bernard, to aggressively pursuing some additional guests. So yes, we are working on getting some guests again for next week and the coming weeks. My goal is to have a guest for all of our center stage segments. That's our goal. Our goal is to have a guest as part of center stage, which would be, 20 guests a month because we got 20 shows a month. Let me share you guys how you go about getting guests. Well, they just don't magically show up, right? So, and you guys know, right? But there's effort that goes into booking, to coordinating, to have them show up, et cetera, et cetera. So the ambition, the plan, as we move into the fourth quarter, October, is to realign and to sort out our guest booking process. We're a small team here, Bernard. So we work with the levers that we have, and our goal is to get some guests back into the corner and build this baby back up here with some guests appearing regularly. So yes, working on it. I'm missing the extra voice as well, but we're working on bringing them. Yes, I know, Bernard, right? So it's but it's a big part of our show. Guests and having guest appearances are a big part of the vision for Mornings in the Lab. So we are working on that. So my expectation is that as we continue moving into the fourth quarter of 2025, you're going to see an uptick of guests showing up back here in the lab. True story. Okay, so, but until that, we're going to work towards wrapping it up, guys. Yeah, we got some work to do here today. Another day well spent in the nation. What a fun show. And hey, I kicked the show off with it, and I'm going to close it off with this. If you guys are in Sora or want to get into Sora, I got an invite, and you guys can use my head. Yeah, use my head as much as you want and all the content that you guys want to make. All right, so that was another well day spent in the lab, guys. We went all in. Hour 1 We brought the fire with current events. We talked to 1% mystery of why some men never have sex. We pulled back the curtain on what makes transformations stick for the long haul. Hour 2 took us straight into the deep dive, breaking through a plateau with real strategies to get unstuck. And then Morning Loop Reloaded, where we fixed your email game. We talked to a passive email and how to get out of that habit. But listen, don't hit the snooze button, guys. Tomorrow, because we got another loaded show coming at you guys here. Just going to open up my notes here. So we got on the docket for tomorrow. Let's see here. Tomorrow, we're going to break down why the same goal strategy doesn't work for everyone, celebrating this week's biggest win and the lesson behind it, and digging into how accountability has changed our lives. And we're going to explore the neuroscience trick to becoming who you're meant to be. We're going to finish with a masterclass on how to give and receive feedback. Oh, you thought I was going to say something else? Yeah. We're going to talk about giving and receiving. Drew, get your mind out of the gutter. Feedback tomorrow on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. So stay locked in, man. This is your daily live morning motivation, your live accountability partner, and the place where we help you start your day right with laughter, insights, momentum. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Mornings in the Lab, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X.
For the Dumb Shit Award, this goes to the person who pulled off the absolute dumbest move in the news today. Sister, it's all yours.
Thank you.
Wait, I'm the one holding it. Are you saying I did the dumb thing?
Not you, buddy.
This award is for the guy who tried to